So welcome this presentation, topic 2, glacial processes. My name is Sanan Dur, Bachelor of Education Arts, Geography CRE. So today again look at glacial processes. We're going to look at two of them in topic 2, and others we look at them in the rest of the topics. So we have three processes involved in ice movement. One is erosion, transportation, and deposition. So under erosion, we are going to look at freeze-thaw action first before we go to erosion. So freeze-thaw action because of pressure due to ice accumulation, some of the ice at the bottom, they side in the middle of the ice and start to melt due to that pressure. Now, this encourages intergranular slipping movement in the whole mass of ice, trickling down the slope as water, then changing back to ice. Now, this action leads to movement of ice in three ways. One, basal flip. Two, extrusion flow, and plastic flowage. So, under basal flip, in this movement, the glacier slides over the melt slightly. This creates film of water which act as a lubricant between the ice and the rock surface. The glacier then flips over the underlying rock. Then we have extrusion flow. This type of movement affects the ice sheet in the lowland areas. As the ice accumulates, it builds up to a great thickness at the center. Pressure due weight of the pressure causes the layers immediately in contact with the ground to melt slightly, thus facilitating movement. So then plastic flowage within the ice mass, great pressure is exerted to the layers of the bottom side. Now, this pressure causes some of the ice particles to melt slightly. The melting causes the particles to change their position by slightly moving downhill before they freeze again. So, freeze-thaw action is all about melting and freezing. Yeah. Then let's look at glacial erosion. It involves some processes, plaquing, abrasion, and invasion. So, number one, plaquing. Plaquing, just as the name, uh, it pulls and tears. So when glaciers moves from the area of accumulation, it pulls and tears away blocks of rocks which have become frozen into the basin of this glacier. This is referred to as plaquing. Number two, abrasion. Abrasion, within the glacier, there is plenty of embedded rocks, debris. So as glacier moves, these rocks debris scrape at the floor of the valley, eroding. This is referred to as abrasion. Now, navigation. Here, glacier erodes through alternate freezing and thawing. During the thawing, water gets into cracks of the rocks. Now the water freezes exert pressure into the crack, thus disintegrate. Factors influencing erosion, we have the thickness and the weight of the ice. Um, when the weight is heavier and thicker, the higher the erosion. So this is because it exerts weight on rocks, debris beneath it, making it more effective in scraping the ground by abrasion. Then we have availability of debris. Now, these are materials embedded by ice. It acts as a tool for scraping and scoring the surface through abrasion. Nature of the underlying rock. Now, this one, glacial erosion is more effective in well-jointed and faulted rocks than the rocks with no joints. So hard rocks also uh, are more resistant to abrasion than soft rocks. So another one is speed of the glacier, the speed at which it moves. A fast moving glacier erodes more. This is because of the high velocity and hence giving high erosive power. The resultant features, we have highland features, e.g. Corey, pyramidal peaks. So let's look at Corey. It's also called sack or tan. Now, sacks, they are formed when snow accumulates the pre-existing depression the mountainside. The snow gets compacted into ice to form a sack glacier. The ice erodes the bottom of the depression through abrasion, making it deeper. So you remember when we were talking about sacks in introduction to glaciation, how they are formed. So sacks are formed at the sides. Let's say when you have a depression on the side of the mountain, then ice accumulates on that depression, with that forms a sack. Now at the sides, blacking and elevation process operate making depression. Then eventually a deep steep and an armchair shaped depression called sack is formed. So that when that depression called is filled with water, it's called a sack lake, Cory lake, or tan. Now here is the diagram of it. As you can see, well, this looks like a armchair, right? So this is the depression. Yeah. Number two, we have a pyramidal peak under highland features. Pyramidal peak is formed when three or more sacks on one side of the mountain recedes towards each other. Now, this leads to the sharp and steep-sided peak surrounded by sacks. Now, this is the diagram of pyramidal peak. You see now, it has a sharp edge. Yeah. Next, we're going to look at the lowland features. We have the Rochmont Knee. Now, this is a feature formed when a glacier encounters a mass of resistant rock out or on its path to the lowland. Now, the glacier erodes rock by two processes, namely abrasion and cracking. The upstream side is smoothened and polished by abrasion, resulting to smooth gentle slope, while the downstream is steep and rugged due to cracking. Crag and tail. A crag and tail is a is formed when there is a large mass of resistant rock protecting mass of softer rock on downstream side in the path of glacier. As the ice moves over and around crag, it slightly erodes it through abrasion process. The materials carried by the glacier are deposited on the downstream side. The resistant rock form the crag while the deposits together with the softer rock downstream form the tail, hence the term crag and tail. So this was just some of the features that we have looked at. I would advise you go read further on the features of erosive resultant features under glaciation. Yes. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.